Here we go, my friends. It is time to play a different sort of social deduction game on this channel. It is time to play some Mindnight. I am Jack Dorsman. Hi, me. For any of you who are just familiar with Town of Salem and have not played Mindnight, this is going to be a different dynamic than you are used to in the Town of Salem games. Quick overlay of the rules. We have 5 of us here in this little circle. 3 of us are agents, working for some agency, I guess. 2 of us are hackers, and we have to go ahead and secure 3 nodes before the hackers hack 3 nodes. What is happening here is people are proposing people to go on a mission, either 2 or 3. And the way it works is, on a mission, the agents have to secure the node. The hacker can hack the node as part of their job, or they can secure to make themselves look like an agent. What happened in that first little go-around is Carl did what is known as the meta prop, propping the person closest counterclockwise to them. Mark passed, which doesn't impact this counter here. If you see this counter, if it goes to 4 out of 5, you cannot let it go to 5 out of 5, or else the hackers automatically win. When it gets to 4 out of 5, we call that the hammer. That is what indicates you have to accept it. There's even a little emoji for it in this game. Night 1, as long as people follow the meta, I think it goes 50-50 on whether you accept right away or allow it to go to hammer. A lot of it just depends on the dynamic. Some people will just automatically accept. I often will automatically accept, but sometimes I'm just not feeling it. I wasn't feeling it in this case with the pass, so I'm just letting it happen. I'm happy to let it go to hammer and let Carl make some decisions there. Now, I suppose with the hammer you could see some deviations from the meta, but I think people will kind of jump on it. I wanted to just pass it to Donnie, but Mark passed. Mark just wants to be in the node. Seems like a bit of an odd claim to just say, "Ooh, I want to be in the node. Pick me, pick me." I feel like there's usually some ulterior motives here other than just, I want to be in the node. Perhaps he has a bigger scheme, perhaps he doesn't. One of the things about Mindnight compared to Town of Salem is that I think people's actions aren't necessarily set in stone. Carl did not even prop. Why not prop yourself? Carl also did something weird. I don't know if he's actually panicked or prepared to be panicked. Now, this duel thing that Mark mentioned, I think this is just some weird concept that people like to throw out there. Allegedly, it's that if you're a hacker, you hack no matter what, but I think the hacker can sometimes be smart enough to manipulate that. Someone took their time. Weird, considering it was a duel. Because typically, if people are going to be like, "I want to duel you," and the other guy goes, "Okay," they would usually just do it pretty quickly because the idea is that if you're agent, you're secure. If you're hacker, you hack. It is a duel, though. Duels are supposed to happen immediately. They do, which is why I don't take it that seriously. Yeah, the duel you have to take with a pinch of salt. People could just be saying that to mess around. By the way, they could be double hacker and mess around here. here. So I'm not necessarily going to take that super literally. I'm going to go with what's called a Night 1 plus 1. Or Night 1 plus 2, I'm actually going to do. Myself, who is 1, and then one person from Night 1, and then one other person. We'll just go bottom 3 for now. And I'm going to refuse. Typically, you don't want to rush to accept props in the second mission of the game here. Or even like third or fourth, because there's not a lot of clear-cut information out there. There's also, you really just wanted to let the information flow in and see other things. Like, Mark passing again. Mark has not proposed a single thing all game, which is a bit of a telltale sign that he doesn't necessarily want to show his cards, so to speak. All we know is that he's like, I want to be in the node. Well, if you're agent, everybody wants to, but as the great Mick Jagger once sung, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you get the node you need. Bert is also taking his sweet time here. Carl propped it. So for it to be double, he would have to be very unlucky. I don't precisely trust the duel either. If you've never played Mindnight before, I'll say this now. I think compared to Town of Salem, Mindnight is at least 3 times harder. The reason I say that is because in Town of Salem, you have a decent amount of concrete information in terms of role lists, specialized role lists to get information out there. Mindnight, you don't. Mindnight, you just have the chat here, the information on who votes and who accepts certain nodes, and who hacked or secured. Compared to Town of Salem, that is not a lot of information. By any means. Now, Mark is passing. If Donnie passes, I would get hammered. And if Mark believes the duel, why would he want hammer on me? So I'm going to refuse this. Again, I don't precisely fully trust the duel yet. And Carl accepted out of node. The reason why Carl accepting out of that node is bad is because if he is agent, he let a hacker in. Carl, why would you accept that? You're not in it. Now, if I'm right and that is a suspicious action from Carl, what I wonder is, did he at all possibly intentionally prop 2 people, 1 hacker, 1 not? It's night 2. The theories can't be that wild yet. But I have to now take Carl with a giant pinch of salt here. That accepting out of node. He did not. That is very true. I'll listen to what Mark has to say, but the thing is, I don't want to take theories too seriously this early in the game. Mark with hammer. That is a suspicious action. And the thing is, that's not a new skin. Carl seems like he's played a while. I see no reason for Carl to want to throw. Well, this will probably get hacked, but I have to accept it because of the hammer. And it seems like Carl is writing a little novel about why he accepted out of node. But why accept out of node? Can you at least explain that? And ref hammer. Alright. Now, what I don't know is if this is going to get hacked. Because we know there's a hacker in it. But I don't know if hackers are going to play it really slow or not. No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Alright, so this got hacked. Well, because for one, I know there's a hacker in it. But number two, hackers will typically often hack Night 2. I think you typically don't want 2 secured nodes if you are a hacker, because if you're a hacker in the third prop at that point, you then have to expose your cards. Whereas now, if you're a hacker, you can possibly play it smooth. I have 2... Carl, I have 2 questions. Number one, why did you accept out of node? 2, why did you ref hammer? Now, I've heard of people be trolley town, and by town I mean agent. I've heard of people be trolls and actually be the good guy here, so to speak. None of Carl's behavior seems to indicate as such. As is, I'm going to go for myself, just in case. I feel like there's a chance Bert is hacker, although the duel could easily be fake. I think I trust Donnie a little more. It's close, though. It's close. Honestly, just picked myself and a random from Night 2. Carl is the only one I explicitly distrust, because Carl's actions were both very, very weird. 2 accepts out of node. That is really weird. Now, there's a couple of ways that could go. Perhaps, if this is right, one of the 2 accepted out of node to make us think, oh, wait a minute, is it possible that a hacker accepted this? Is that at all possible? Alright, I'm going to refuse this for now, although I don't hate it. It is possible that Bert is the agent here. Can't guarantee that, though. Do I want to run the duel again? I'm not entirely trusting of Mark yet, is the problem. So, for that reason, I'm going to refuse. Again, Carl accepted out of node. I think Carl is just embracing the trolley at this point. Let's see if one of them hacks. The thing is, I think even if one of them is hacker, it's in their interest to secure here. Because if one of them hacks, it will automatically establish that that little alliance of the duel, so to speak, is in fact fake. So while it is secured, it is possible that they're both agent. It's also possible that someone could be going for a bluff. I'm not sure I saw the sleeping noises. Donnie goes, end of time now. The question is, are both people in the duel real? Or is one of them playing the long game? Carl is the only one I don't really trust. He accepted out of node 3 times. You think that's agent play? Especially considering 2 people accepted Kurt, Donnie out of node. I haven't even been in any nodes. Carl is deeply deliberating here. I don't think I did either. It may have been quick. I don't hate this. I am going to refuse to get some more information. There is the possibility that that is correct. So I'm not going to be so thrown off by the possibility. This I am going to be thrown off by, though, because I'm not in it. The duel accepted. Marco's GG. This is my read for now. This is my read for now. Don't have a lot of definitive info. But I don't trust Carl. And I think Mark be trying to steer things more than Donnie. I'm not sure. We will fuse this, though. See how Bert and Donnie play their hand. Alright, Bert accepts. But he's the only one that accepted. Interesting. There's no throwing yet. Alright, Bert seems to also trust this. If this is hacked, then... Right, if this is hacked, then I would be a lot more suspicious of Bert than I am anyone else. Right, Donnie with hammer. Alright, well, let's see how hacked this is. Let's just see how hacked this actually gets. If it's 2, it's interesting. If it's 1, there you go. We'll break down the math in a second. 1. And Donnie goes, ah! Well, and Mark laughs. I mean, there's not a whole lot of... Pretty. I know you were. I know. Here's the question. Do I trust the duel more? Or do I trust Bert more? Because Bert was quite eager to accept that right side prop. Which that certainly could be the case. The only... I'm somewhat Yes, I did. He did Z Knight 1. I didn't Knight 3. I've been suspicious of Carl. Bert was quite eager to accept me for Donnie. He faked Knight 3, it seems. I'm in easy ref here. Mark never ZZ'd, as far as I know. He Z'd Knight 3, apparently. Let me ask this as an honest question. Did either of you not do auto night 1 or night 3? Just come clean now about it. Carl's just kind of autoing here. Carl passes. I'm relatively confident this isn't. I would accept as well. Here's the thing, though. The only reason I'm considering refusing is because I don't know if Carl is crazy enough to accept out of node. I was seeing if Carl accepted out of node. He did not. I'll accept that node. Yeah, that was my thing, because I thought there was a universe Carl could have possibly accepted that out of node. There was a point in that. Alright, let's see if this is it. It may not be it. Yeah, I think it was a decent test just to confirm. There you go. Alright, the duel is an honorable concept. I will say GG. Yeah, I don't... Maybe that was risky me refusing there, but I just really wanted to make sure Carl didn't accept that in node and make either Donnie or Mark seem suspicious. Thankfully, it just panned out that way. I'm surprised the duel ended up being as sort of honorable as it was, because it can easily be faked, but Carl definitely exposed himself with those weird plays, and also I think Bert ended up exposing himself in the long run, so we got a good win here. And hopefully you see how Mindnight works. In many ways more stressful than Town of Salem, but fun in its own little way. And hopefully you can have your own fun in your little way with that. And have that fun next time. Until then, I'm Hojack Borsman. Take care.